So it is a gorgeous Saturday, and I'm getting my husband's truck clean after he went away to a cabin this weekend with a bunch of friends. And this thing is literally like crust. Wow, that is some serious grit. These tires are chalky, crusty, gritty. We've got a lot of dirt on them. On the paint, we are going to do a foaming pre-soak using Koshemi Active Foam. Black Chevy paint, super soft. So this is ceramic coated with McKees 37, the Graphene Pro Coat 2.0. So hopefully a majority of the big stuff is going to come off with our foaming pre-soak. And I'm using a slightly higher pH, but not so strong of a pH that I'm going to damage the coating. This coating is near the end of its life. We're probably going to recoat it this summer with a new coating. But I'm not looking to like completely destroy it. And then I want to do a safe contact wash with their soap. So if you guys want to know if these are truly the best detailing products, or you really just want to support a really great company that has a great mission, 33% go towards cancer families. Let's go ahead and see if they actually work. Alright, so these are the ADS, Armor Detail Supply clear buckets, and I've actually had these for several months and they have held up great. For those of you that really like a completely clear bucket, there's a little bit of his soap in action, and those are very quick, nice suds, and I can actually feel nice slickness within even just our suds. That slickness is gonna hopefully from surfactants give us just a safer wash. So before we clean our tires and wheels, I'm going to pressure wash them just to get the big stuff off and to also cool them down, because they do recommend having it on a cool surface. I mean, it's like 50 degrees outside, no worries, but just wanted to mention that. Hello, metal. So I'm using the Ryobi Automotive Pressure Washer. Nothing super powerful, so I can come in a little closer to the paint without being concerned about damaging it. So I had treated these or dressed them with ADS Tire Plus last time that I had cleaned them, which was a week ago. This is a ready-to-use formula. I'm not seeing a ton of browning, but again, I do try to keep up with these, and we didn't have a ton. But I can see nice suds, some brightening of our soap as we go around. Okay, so as far as tires, I wouldn't say these were the ugliest or the, you know, the most amount of tire bloom. So the reasons I wanted to try these products out, number one, that's a bold claim to say that they are the best detailing products. And I think he actually was doing that a little bit sarcastically, because whenever people put out products, they say that they are the best detailing products. But I have highly respected Jonathan for the professional that he is, for the wisdom that he shares with the industry. So if anything, I wanted to show him support by trying these products out. The tire actually looks really nice and clean. Nice natural black. They weren't awful, but I can see it just looks honestly brand new. Our wheels, I am seeing no grit. Everything is nice and clean. Even our wheel wells. We did some tar on here that I probably need to do like a clay towel treatment just to, you know, decontaminate it. But for the most part, that actually worked really, really, really well. Really, really well. So far, I'm digging it. We're going to play more with this to see what it's capable of doing. But if you want something quick and easy, ready to use, not bad. If you have carpeted wheel wells like this, your best bet to get them clean is just a pressure washer. As much as I'm going to hate cleaning off my driveway later, there's nothing more satisfying than a good pressure washing on a mud-caked wheel well liner. Now, when we've got straw and things like that, sometimes the pressure is the only thing that's going to get those out of there. And we don't necessarily need to eat off of them and make them mint. You can actually use an APC or a degreaser too to just kind of help release the dirt. But man, they were nasty. See? Water alone. That's all you need, guys. Super quick. It's not mint, but it's a lot better. Oh, yeah, this is perfect.
Mud stains normally can be really stubborn to get your tires and your paint to release, and sometimes you might have to go several rounds. I don't necessarily think that this is the best cleaner for this type of situation. I think more for general maintenance this would be best suited, but it's cleaning.
And now I can see everything looks clean as it dries. That's why I want to know, do we have, still some of that staining left behind? But in this state, looks great. In fact, if we come over here, it does look like we've removed the dressing, and actually looks like it's a little chalky. Looks a little crappy. This is where we definitely need dressing. So maybe it did pull off the dressing and maybe a little bit more of that tire bloom, but it didn't necessarily show it. But we've definitely stripped the previous tire dressing off. So if we're going to see if this is the best wheel and tire cleaner, we're going to put it up against what I think is the best wheel and tire cleaner, and that is Luminous Blaze Direct. We're going to do a little 50-50 action. Actually, I should have pre-rinsed it. All right, we're going to rinse this right off. Okay. Okay, we're going to rinse. That's at a disadvantage. Should have done the same. You know what? Nope. Forget it. Afterthought. It is what it is. I pre-sprayed it with Luminous Blaze, which I shouldn't have, but that put it at a disadvantage. So you guys are going to say it's not a fair test, but I didn't agitate, and that's really where the magic happens with that product. But you can already, we'll do this test on the next wheel. More fair. This is the nastiest of the two on this side of the vehicle, and that's why I kind of already punched through a good bit of that nastiness. Good Lord, David, did you avoid any potholes, mud? I'm gonna spray one side with our wheel and tire cleaner from the Best Detailing products, and you'll notice it is a little bit of a thinner product. Runs down pretty quickly. And then this is our Blaze Direct. Thicker. Maybe doesn't run down as quickly. Where's my tire brush? This is the annoying part of these buckets. So since we sprayed this first, we're going to give it a quick scrub. Okay. You can see we've got a good bit of runoff. Over here with our Luminous Blaze Direct. 1, way more foam. 2, a lot more browning being removed from our tires. Curious to know how they dry. That right there is already a huge difference in just what I'm kind of used to cleaning capabilities. Alright. These wheels aren't too terribly bad. Mostly it's just film from our mud. And real quick, flip to our fresh side. And it just seems like our Luminous has more sudsing. Suds don't always necessarily mean more cleaning, but sometimes it can mean more surfactants, which gives you slickness, which gives you just less risk of scratching the paint. I mean, these wheels are several years old, and honestly, they're in great condition. I love this type of finish for a wheel because you can't really see swirls and scratches on it. That's why my husband wants to get black wheels for our next car, and I'm like, no thank you. They look great, but I'm not maintaining that and worrying about it. I'd much rather have a wheel like this. It's gonna just look better longer. Let's go ahead, give this a rinse. So let's go ahead and see how it dries. Both cleaned our wheel, I would say equivalent, because they weren't really that bad. But I want to kind of see how our tires look after they dry to see which one is the best. Water does seem to stick to this side a little bit more, whereas here, maybe we have a little bit more of that dressing on there, because the Tire Plus dressing is a little hydrophobic. So just interesting to know. I want to see how these air dry and if we have a difference between our dry appearance of our tire. Now when you've got this level of dirt on your vehicle and a ceramic coating on your car, can you come in straight away with water and pressure wash it? I mean, theoretically, yes, you can, and the coating will help a lot of that dirt come off. But should you do a foaming pre-soak on top of the dirt to soften it, loosen it, add a little bit of lubrication to it, so that way when you do your high pressure rinse, there's less chance of that sand and grit as you use your pressure washer kind of scratching the paint. I normally didn't think that a foaming pre-soak actually did anything, but when you got this level of dirt, putting a foaming pre-soak on top of the dirt to kind of help encapsulate and soften it and pull it off the panel, one, it's going to expedite the rinse capabilities because you don't necessarily have to rinse then do a foaming pre-soak, and also you're not diluting your soap by having water on the panel already, because that's going to knock down its cleaning capabilities. So when we've got this level of dirt, even on a ceramic coated vehicle, we're going to foam it before we even do a high pressure rinse, and hopefully we'll get a little bit better cleaning capabilities. Now, because this car is coated, I shouldn't have to use something super high pH, so we're just using Koshimi Actifoam. This is a 9.5 on the pH scale. When you add it to water, it might knock it down a little bit to 9 because you're diluting it. So we're going to go ahead and do a foaming pre-soak and see just how well our foaming pre-soak does at rinsing and knocking down the dirt, kind of speeding things up, but also giving us more punch because we haven't diluted the surface with our pre-rinse.
Comment down below which part of detailing is your favorite, because to be quite honest with you, this right here is one of my favorite steps about detailing. There's just something like mind-numbing and super relaxing about foaming a vehicle down.
How many of you guys have ever seen Man from Snowy River? It was a movie from the 80s where they had a lot of slow motion, like horses running on the hills of Australia with like amazing music. And I don't know why, I'm gonna feel like a total geek here. When I spray foam and kind of let it shoot out like that, I hear the music from Man from Snowy River in my head sometimes. Like that slow motion, like do 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 do. It like time slows down. I know, I'm weird.
Tell me you guys totally see it, right? I mean, right? Now you're never gonna be able to unsee it. Bum, 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 bum. Okay, yeah, you guys get it. It's a great movie. Go ahead and watch it if you haven't.
I mean, look at that foam. That's only a few ounces. Like, I literally went go like that. It's so cool. Oh, I just got a face full of soap. At least it smells really good. It smells like sandalwood. My husband's gonna be like, did you put cologne on it? Look at all of that emulsifying of our dirt. Suspending it. Love it. We're gonna let that sit for a minute, then give it a good high pressure rinse. Done. Oh boy, crap. I made a mess. All right, let's see if we removed any of the mud and staining.
So you'll notice with our ceramic coating, from kind of the wheel line up, everything looks pretty decent. I am starting to have a little bit of clogging, a little bit of sheeting and water sticking to the panels, but from the wheels down, from the mud being on the vehicle, and maybe some of that staining still being on the paint, you see our water is pretty flat and sticking to the panels. And that is normal. Oftentimes, once we do a really good contact wash, we should remove that mud film that was kind of sitting on top of the coating, and you'll see our hydrophobics restored. Now, if you do a contact wash and you're still seeing kind of that line where the water is just sticking to the panel, then you know that your protection is probably failed. But once we do a contact wash, that should remove a majority of it. And if you still don't see an improvement after the contact wash, that's where I would say, okay, maybe we've got mineral deposits clogging it. We need to do a good water spot treatment. I've actually had a few ceramic coatings recently that were severely clogged, and I did a strong acid water spot treatment on them, and surprisingly it restored the hydrophobic. So this vehicle might be due for a really strong water spot treatment, because it does get parked outside a lot, because my customers' vehicles are in the garage and ours get stored outside. And with the amount of rain that we've had recently with pollen, it can just be that we need to do really good water spot treatment. So stay tuned. We're going to do a video sharing with you guys a water spot treatment and kind of how to assess when a coating is near the end of its life. If that sounds interesting to you guys, make sure you subscribe and follow. Our Koshemi Active Foam did a really great job at getting the bulk of the grit and dirt off the vehicle. So now we can come in and do a safe contact wash. Now, when it comes to the Best Detailing Products soap, I wouldn't say that it was the best soap that I've ever used. And oftentimes a soap is a soap. What we're looking for is safe lubrication and maybe even some qualities that are going to help prevent water spotting if we wash in direct sunlight. So I'll go over that in just a second. My camera is about to die, so we're going to try to very quickly get all of this soap off of there. We did also test their APC. I unfortunately, again, could not get that on film, but we used it on our door jambs, and it did a great job at getting all the grit and mud out of our door jambs. So altogether, would I say that these are the best detailing products? Probably not, but I would say they're pretty dang good. And knowing that you're actually supporting a really great brand and mission, to me, they're worth trying out.
So my battery died on my glasses, of course, so we had to let them charge to finish up. So we ended up doing our contact wash with our soap, and our active film actually got, I'd say, 90% of the film staining, but we did have a little bit of mud staining on the paint, which is to be expected. And I did notice we had direct sunlight on the side, and I don't have my water softener or DI water hooked up. We have very hard water here. Normally I am struggling big time with water spots. This did dry on there, and the side that had the direct sun, actually we didn't have any water spots when we rinsed. The soap kind of dried on there, which sometimes you want that, and it helped prevent water spots while I washed the rest of the vehicle. But I didn't necessarily, I want to be transparent, I did go back over the tires with our Luminous Blaze Direct, because I wasn't happy with how they were drying. And we did remove more browning using our Luminous Blaze Direct versus the wheel and tire cleaner from the Best Detailing Products. So just wanted to be transparent. They are drying more naturally, less kind of chalky, but still a little chalky. They definitely need a dressing. And this isn't necessarily part of the Best Detailing Products, but when it comes to one of my favorites, this is probably one of my favorite drying aids currently. This stuff is so stupid easy to use, like 2 sprays on the panel and dry. In any potential streaks or issues that I was having on the paint, be it that it is a somewhat sunny day with sun shining on it, this black paint looks amazing. And I literally just sprayed it and dried it, no streaks, everything looks beautiful. My husband actually was walking up and he's like, "Oh my gosh, what's that smell?" He said, "That smells amazing. They need to make an air freshener with this smell." So if you like fruity scented products, and this is so ridiculously easy, it just makes drying a breeze. We were using the goat towel, which one towel we were able to dry the entire truck, and this thing looks so freaking shiny. I absolutely love it. So as far as our Best Detailing Products, I wouldn't say they're the best, but they were good. Our tire and wheel cleaner did an okay job, but personally I'd like to see a little bit more cleaning of our tires. Our APC, again, okay. I think more than anything, when you purchase these products, you're supporting a great brand and you're supporting a great mission. They'll get the job done. Are there products that maybe are more powerful and also maybe more expensive? Yes, but as far as a quick review on those products, you know, I wouldn't necessarily say they are the best, but I'm not upset the fact that I actually help support a great mission and a great heart person. But as far as our truck, we got everything clean. Looks fantastic. Now, honey, I want to see how long it's going to take for you to get this dirty again. We definitely need to recoat it because the coating is at the end of its life. There's still something there, but it is struggling. So this summer, we're going to recoat it. And if you guys have any coatings that you recommend or want to see, We're going to be able to test it out in the real world. Comment down below which coating you want to see back to clean. Husband is happy, and all these products did a great job. So personally, I'm biased. I think my Subaru tires and wheels are some of the easiest to clean. And these aren't necessarily knobby tires, but they're not as easy as my Subaru. So we're gonna primer applicator. Looks like we got a little bit of a seal. Be gone with you. So we're gonna come in here. We might need a little bit more product than I needed for my Subaru, because I just want to make sure we get in all of our tire. And it is dry. We're just gonna kind of work it in. And it's going a lot further than I thought it was going to. I just want to get this lip really good right here. Man, this has such a nice long work time. I thought I was gonna have to like put on a ton more. And we might just do like a quick refresh, and we are going to kind of pull the vehicle forward to make sure that we didn't miss a spot. It's a little harder to get down here. Alright. That looks good. I'm just gonna do a quick zhuzh. It's the technical term. That looks freaking awesome fresh. So we're gonna finish up. These tires are a little different. They're not as knobby. They're the older set of tires. Are we cracking? No, we're still good, babe. Well, we got a little brush burn. What did you rub up against, Dave? This tire is definitely gonna be, it might either absorb more of it or just be easier to get on there because it's not as knobby, but it's also a little drier, so more worn, so it might soak it up. Just want to make sure it's on there evenly. Right here, a little streaky. Just go over that, because yeah, it is kind of absorbing a little bit more of this on this tire that's a little bit older, which is okay. And that's where, after it dries, we might see that we need 2 coats. Play around with that. Final tire. So this is probably the ugliest one out of the 4. Let's do a little 50-50 action. Most tire coatings that I've worked with, they kind of go on either blue or white, and then they dry like this, you know, shiny and black. And they are a lot thicker, and then when you have that thicker kind of coating going on there, it can be a lot more challenging to remove when it's at the end of its life. So 50-50, this is where we're at. Just fresh application. And I've done 2 vehicles so far, and probably about right here where our black velvet writing is at. So if you're charging, let's say $50 for 4 tires, or even $25 for 4 tires, you know, make it accommodating to the customer. This isn't a coating that's gonna last, you know, 6 months, a year, but this is gonna last way longer than a typical dressing. It is an investment for you, and it does take a little bit more prep and application, so make sure you're getting paid accordingly. But this is gonna make the tires look better longer and be easier to maintain. So for the customer, it definitely has its advantages. And then for you, if you're maintaining your customers' vehicles, you don't have to use as many chemicals or time or energy to deep clean their tires in between cleanings. It's a win-win for everyone. We did get a little right here. There's our APC. Just want to get that off before it dries. Just make sure off of our wheels. We're gonna pull the truck forward, get the bottoms here, make sure we're evenly applied. In fact, real quick, where's my applicator go? Let's see right here. This tire we might need to do 2 layers just because they are pretty dry. So we're gonna let this dry 10 minutes, determine if we need to do a second coat, finish that up and show you guys the finished result and let you know kind of where we landed, 1 coat, 2 coats. So here's our tires after 2 rounds, and honestly I don't feel like it's giving it a high gloss look. I actually, that was the reason why I didn't go 2 rounds on my Subaru, because I thought if we added another layer it was going to make it glossier. I don't think it makes it glossier. I just think the first round, especially if you have dry tires like mine, penetrates, soaks in. Second is just going to continue to like strengthen that base layer. This is completely dry to the touch. And if I can speak to the durability on the tires, when I got it on my wheels here, within seconds it set up, and I actually had to rub pretty aggressively with an APC and a microfiber just to remove it within seconds. So if you miss any of this tire sealant on your wheels and maybe have a few hours or maybe even days, you're probably gonna have to put a little bit of polish on a microfiber to remove it. But that to me speaks to the durability and the bond that we have with this. These tires are older, they definitely were chalky and just dry, and they look so good. Now we need to let them sit for 10 minutes before we drive the vehicle, but look how good these turned out. I am so extremely impressed. These are our newer tires that were knobbier. We just kind of worked it in to as much of the tread as we could, but that looks so freaking awesome. Let's see it from a distance. We got a clean, shiny black truck, and now our tires, they look fantastic. That's the perfect look. I don't like a high gloss tire dressing, but this is dry to the touch. We're not gonna have dirt and things like that sticking to it like we would with a solvent-based tire dressing. But now I wanna know, how long are our tires gonna look like this? And will they make maintenance easier for me? That's the whole point. So we're gonna share with you guys updates on how this sealant works on my husband's truck.
Make sure you guys subscribe and follow. We're going to share with you updates on how this product is performing on both my Subaru and truck, but we'll see you guys in the next detail.